Disclaimer. This video is a follow-up to my top 5 ways not to do YouTube videos. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can check out the video by clicking in this corner of the screen once I figure out how to add an annotation. Click Destiny to go see that one. In the meantime, watch this. So just remember, this video is intentionally bad to show you what exactly happens when you don't follow the code of conduct of doing YouTube videos correctly. Just roll the film. Roll the film. After you click this, of course. Unless you already saw it. So bye. Hello, and welcome to the post-Halloween Dr. Doppler episode. Post-Halloween is right. I'm already out. Got nothing but yellow paper. Do you hear that, guys? Do you hear that? Hey, what are you doing?
Dude, what the heck is that thing?
I'm just playing some Game Gear, dude.
Sega Game Gear?
What the heck is that thingy? Move!
You know, I'll tell you all about it.
Unacceptable. Get out! Ugh. All is right in the world again. Now where was I? Oh yeah. Empty candy bag. Yeah. Hey, I got a Tootsie Roll. Oh, screw it. Bored now. 2 hours later. Wait, what was that thing he had? Oh, a Sega Game Gear. I bet you guys never heard of the Sega Game Gear. It was a competitor of the Game Boy back in the day. And no one knows about it because the Game Boy sucks. Except not really, it's pretty good. That's why it sold more than the Game Gear. Well, anyways, I'm so bored of playing Game Boy over there that I can't even press another button. Wait, I had the perfect plan. If I could steal myself a Sega Game Gear, I could tell everyone about it and get a lot of subscribers. And then, you know, I'm okay with not being famous, really. I just do this for fun, because I think I'm dumb. But still, I could get so many subscribers that I could monetize my videos. And so YouTube gives me money, and then using that money, I could buy a new computer, and then I could have good footage again of video games, and then be the perfect plan. Hey dude, wait up!
What?
You, sir, have a little deal coming towards you. You see, if you and I, say, review this gem of a brick you've got here, then, you see, you will become internet famous. Yes, yes, yes.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, and we'll review them all. Them all, I tell you. Them all. Them all.
But...
Shut up! I don't want to hear what you have to say. It's not like it's your Game Gear or anything. Oh, yeah.
kind of is.
Shut up! You're a guest on my show. Bleh. Ugh. What kind of disgusting dump is this place?
My home?
Well, from the looks of it, you must really like Bionicles. And Sonic 06.
That's a good sign. So, what kind of games do you have for this particular gem of a brick?
Sonic?
So it is final. Me and the Game Gear guy nobody cares about are going to be playing
Sonic the Hedgehog, and the console nobody even cares about for subscriptions. Oh yeah, and extra fans, because if you make videos and no one watches them, your life is a waste. And fans.
What's this? Pretty cool.
Get yourself together. We're supposed to be reviewing Sonic games, not dressing as Sonic.
Do you even know how to use that thing?
Hey, how hard could it be? It's like the Game Boy except in color and no select button. So, think you'd do it like,
What? What? Why isn't it working?
Let's just take a look at the console.
He's right. You can't review a console's game without reviewing the console that plays the games.
Donkey Kong.
This thing, as you can clearly tell from the title on the Game Gear, it is the Sega Game Gear. Wait, what do those colors even mean?
I don't know.
That was helpful. Bah.
Well, this thing, or at least the one I got, doesn't come with a manual on it. Well, then again, as a certain gem on the Xbox 360 taught us,
The manual is a complete lie. How did they let this sentence get into their game?
Just talk about the freaking Game Gear already.
oh, right. Well, as you can clearly tell, it is much, much, much bigger than a Game Boy. It just doesn't have any reason to be this big. It's just like way too big. Why is it so big? Why is it so big? It's so big. It's so big.
Blast processing!
Oh, I remember. Sega Genesis had blast processing, and the SNES didn't. Yeah, but that was about the Sega Genesis. I thought this was the Sega Game Gear. Like, the Game Gear is a handheld. It doesn't have blast processing. But guess what it does have that the Sega Genesis also has? The same AC adapter. Brr, 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 brr. Oh, crap! Ugh.
Just use the AA batteries.
Oh, that's a good idea. Except for one thing.
Guess how many batteries it takes to run the Sega Game Gear? You know, it's just a little handheld, and well, the batteries only last for like 1 hour. So guess how many it takes?
Well, it can't be that bad, right? Because it's a handheld, right? And handhelds.
6!
Oh, and I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, it can't take that many batteries to run it. And if it does, then it probably lasts for a long time. But no, just as I stated, it takes 6 AA batteries to turn it on at all. Or just to have it plugged in. And guess what else?
This thing eats batteries faster than your mom eats her grandma's cookies. Burn!
So basically, since I don't have the Game Gear battery pack attachment, every time I want to play this, I have to plug it in to the freaking wall.
Plug it in to the freaking thing just to play a handheld.
Isn't the point of a portable handheld to be able to take it places?
Exactly!
We haven't even turned this thing on yet, and it's already failed its prime purpose as a handheld.
Ugh. Sorry, guys, but I can't really record from this thing without doing it the ghetto way, which is kind of lame. But the only other way I could record from this is using a emulator. And well, emulators are illegal. I don't feel like going to jail
So, well, sorry guys. If it takes that much electricity and you can't even take it places, this better be worth.
Dude, are you okay?
I think this is the best thing of all time.
Do I even need to explain why this is the best thing of all time? Well, not only are the speakers way louder than the Game Boys, but also, look at it. It's backlit, which means you can actually see in the dark. That's just freaking awesome. And that's the volume switch, by the way, if you actually care. Sonic's so adorable.
Let me see that.
Sonic? Sonic? Where'd you go? Oh, he's alive.
Oh yeah, and it was also in color. And that was pretty revolutionary for the time. But who cares?
Now that we've talked about the console as much as we need to, let's move forward to Sonic the Hedgehog on the Game Gear itself. People probably think better of people like Donkey Kong in the video game world than Sonic, because Sonic has games like this.
But despite a few of the that Sonic's had over the past few years, Sonic's still one of the best video game mascots of all time. Want evidence? I'll show you.
Well, this is one of the best Sonic games of all time ever made. Well, most people probably won't tell you about Sonic the Hedgehog on the Game Gear / Master System, because chances are they don't know about it. This was actually made at exactly the same time as the Sega Genesis one, and it plays better in my opinion. Sonic goes significantly faster, as you can tell, almost as if the Genesis version is a lie.
Do you know what this means? It means your childhood, my childhood, was a complete lie. 2 hours later.
Dude, you've been in here for like 2 hours. Just talk about the plot.
Okay. Let's talk about the plot now.
Well, the plot of this game is very simple. Dr. Eggman is... What? It didn't go up the ramp! Anyway, the plot of this game is extremely simple. You see, once again, Dr. Eggman has taken over South Island, which is... If I can stop being interrupted, the plot of this game is that Dr. Eggman is once again trying to take over South Island, and he needs these things, the Chaos Emeralds, to do it. And I just picked it up. Yeah. Sound familiar? Because they recycled the plot from the Genesis version, which I find to be very lazy, except for it's very inconsistent. For example, see the enemies? When you kill them, little animals don't come out of them, which is extremely... Oh, I almost got killed there. Which is extremely weird, because, you know, the plot is still the same, so it's very inconsistent. No idea why they did that. And I just glitched the screen there. You're welcome.
Hey look, there's Eggman right now.
Yes, the big belly jerk, it actually appears on the map screen in this game. Speaking of which, there's a map screen now. What's with that? In the other games, it's no map screen. It's weird.
Good, let's talk about the gameplay.
If you played the Sega Genesis version of this game, the gameplay shouldn't look that different to you. It's pretty much exactly the same except for one major difference. Whenever you bump into an enemy, you only drop one ring. You know what's special about this ring? You can't pick it back up, you just phase right through it. It's as if it's not even there. Oh my gosh! Oh, by the way, did I mention Sonic's faster in this game? 'Cause he is. Oopsies. Oh, and this brings us to our next gameplay mechanic. The checkpoints. How would anyone automatically assume a down arrow is a checkpoint? How it works is you get it by jumping on it, then you kill yourself, and then ta-da, you appear on it. One quick warning, if you don't jump back on it before going away, you have to start at the very beginning of the stage. And that's kinda dumb. So whenever you see one of those checkpoints, don't only hit it once, hit it every time you die. Or else you might as well have just missed it. Oh, and guess what? No loop-de-loops in the whole game. It's kinda strange because loop-de-loops is the one thing Sonic's known for the most. And then there's the end goal flag. As you saw there, I got a ring, which means I get a measly 10 ring bonus at the end. And that's all it gives you. And the map screen doesn't even have anything to do with the gameplay. It's just there to give you some idea where you are in terms of where the other levels are. Oh yeah, and there's funny tricks like that. The stage design is really good in this game. Probably even better than the Genesis version. And yes, I did once again say this is better than the Genesis version. Even if the graphics aren't that good, as you see Sonic's flickering just from standing. Well, that couldn't be helped, could it? Well, despite the graphics being crippled, this is still much better. But one thing that's not better than the Genesis version in this game is the boss fights. The first boss can't even attack you if you keep hitting him, like so. You just keep jumping up, and then by the time he gets to move down, he's already dead. What a great boss fight. It's almost like Sonic 06 if it was just glitched itself. Another thing inconsistent about the plot is you could argue the plot is different, but no, the animals actually do jump out of the capsules at the end. It's very inconsistent. So why don't they jump out of the robots? Hey, you tell me. Now let's talk about the presentation. As you can tell, these graphics are pretty darn good for a handheld at the time. And the music is so much better than the Genesis version. Are you jerk? Yeah, that's right. That was pretty good sounding for a portable soundbite. Yeah, the whole game sounds really good. And there aren't as many zones as the Genesis version, though. There's Green Hill, as everybody knows. Same old Green Hill. And also, like its Genesis counterpart, when you get 50 or more rings and go to the end of the stage, you get a special surprise. Yeah, same old bonus stage, right? Actually, no. After this short results screen, well, I guess someone realized that recycling more than one zone would feel a little reluctant. So, they created a new one. This one has a time limit instead of goal spikes everywhere. So, and instead of having obstacles that keep you from completing the level entirely, you're just gonna bounce around and collect rings. And in every one of these there's a continue item, which is in probably no other Sonic game. And hitting it gives you guessed it, a continue. And at the end you always get a Dr. Eggman face, no matter what. Even though there are clearly other things on the sign, just has to be Eggman. 'Cause why not? C1 continue. I told you so. One side effect about the presentation, though, is flickering sprites. Look at Sonic. I'm just walking and he's flickering away. This should not be happening. Also, hills are a bit rough for Sonic. Another thing they tried to change up when making this game, because the first game was a little too stale, is new zones. And completely new musics. And completely new ways for your shield to give up on you when you need it! This time around, the level design actually complements speed a little more than the Genesis version, ironically. As Sonic moves faster, the zones are more of an A to B straight line run instead of, you know, slow platforming like that. I could have just jumped over that. I just wanted to give you an example. In fact, there's actually 2 other completely new zones in this game, but that's it. They recycled Scrap Brain and Labyrinth from the Genesis game, but also that's it. Which means there's only a total of Green Hill Zone, Bridge Zone, Labyrinth Zone, and 2 new zones, then Scrap Brain Zone, which means there's only 6 in the whole game. Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's a side-scrolling stage. Sorta like Mario. And is it just me, or does the stage design feel a little more Mario-ish? Like there's no loop-de-loops for one, and all the items are placed more like coins in Mario would be. And the enemies just move left to right, like on Mario. The items are poorly hidden, like on Mario. And all of the slopes in the game are really just these small slopes you keep running into. Besides that, usually just jump up places. So this feels a lot like Mario, which is weird. It's like the developers got more inspired from Mario than they did the actual Sonic game, which is probably a good thing, because Mario has always had better level design than Sonic. And I don't care how many people I upset by saying that. I actually mean it. Except for these bouncy things, the bullcrap. Ugh. No. I drowned it.
Well, that's enough for that game.
Yeah, we've had enough Sonic for now.
So what else do you have?
I don't want to play.
What? More Sonic?
What else do you have? I am sick and tired of Sonic.
Well, that's all I've got. Unless you want to play this.
To be continued. Oh, and subscribe too.
That was my first review, and I'm still proud of it, even if it was intentionally bad. So say bye to Kitty. Yeah.